More than 250,000 women. That's a big study, Drew.
Yeah, one of the big issues with these cases, which essentially claim that talc powder produced by J&J, that their claims was tainted with asbestos, gave women types of cancer, has been attempting to assess what is the scientific evidence for whether or not this happens. And that's really, really hard to do. To try and confirm that sort of thing, you need a really massive study that can look over years and years and years. It's always a big problem with these types of product claims that come in. This study that has just come out, it's published in JAMA, which is a very reputable medical journal. It's sponsored by the U.S. government, federal and private researchers. And it basically says we looked at 250,000 women. We looked back over their history of baby powder use as well as their cancer, their incidences of cancer, find a very, very, very small differences between the two groups, those that use these baby powder products and those that did not. It's essentially saying that there is not a strong link here. This is probably excellent news for J&J in terms of weighing the evidence that's going to be considered as we deal with thousands and thousands of cases heading potentially toward trial.
So Drew, how exactly will this data affect those cases?
Well, I think one of the key questions right now is exactly what type of information can be presented in trial. There's a judge in New Jersey who's overseeing about 12,000 of these cases and is ruling soon, or is scheduled to rule soon, on what type of scientific evidence is going to be allowed. You know, the arguments between the lawyers from both sides have been over, hey, does this or does this not end up creating a higher risk of cancer? Remember, you know, with these types of environmental health cases, there are all sorts of things that can cause cancer. You have issues of genetics, other exposures, just bad luck, age. All of those things can come into play. And so, identifying and trying to pinpoint the risks from a particular product is very, very, very important in terms of how a judge or jury is going to assess what potential liability might be here. So I think this is going to have significant implications. It's going to be considered along with all of the other evidence as some of these things, some of these cases do begin to go to trial or potentially be settled.